On the 2nd of October 2004, 13 keen park runners took to Bushy Park to complete the very first park run. At the time of recording this, that one event has now evolved into over 1,000 events, and those 13 runners have expanded to over 3 million. It was back in 2013 when I first heard about parkrun. My friends, social media, running websites, running magazines, they were all buzzing about this. But when I did the research and looked it up, I just dismissed it. I just didn't want to be a part of it. I just didn't like the sound of it. This was around the time where I was making the transition from athletics to running. And when I think about it now, I hate myself for being that negative and so dismissive with it before I even had a chance to run it. And when I think about it more, I know why. I just didn't want to make a fool of myself when it came to doing the actual run, and I know I wasn't, or I'm not, the only one when it comes to thinking this. My first park run was at South Shields back in 2013, and leading up to it I was pretty nervous, and when I was sitting on the metro the nerves kicked in even more. And I can remember really vividly looking down at my brand new Adizero Feather 2s and my rucksack, and I was just thinking to myself, what happens if I make a fool of myself? What happens if I come dead last? What happens if I can't finish running 5k? All these thoughts are crossing into my head. I didn't take into account the distance between the metro station and the start, which was around about a mile and a half. At the start then, and still is now, I know it's changed a couple of times, but it's at the Sand Dancer. But if I think about it now, it's a pretty good warm-up, and yeah, it was perfect little warm-up for us. I was left a little red-faced at the start line because I brought this rucksack and I didn't think about maybe not needing one. I just took it just in case I needed one to stash food, shoes, clothing. I didn't really need it, and I had to ask politely if I could leave it in a clubhouse or somewhere where there's going to be a marshal, and thankfully they did. I never made that mistake ever again since. I remember hitting 2 miles and I was struggling. And at the same time, I started to hate parkrun and thinking, why on earth did I sign up for this? I just wanted it to end, and I vowed that once I cross that finish line, I'm done. That's it. No more parkrun. All the hype's for nothing. And then I went back the week after. Fast forward to 2018, and what I said before, I couldn't be more wrong. Look how it's developed. Look how it's evolved. It's just incredible. The reason I'm talking about parkrun is because I read an article about it a couple of weeks ago online about how Parkrun UK and the Royal College of General Practitioners are set to launch an initiative. This initiative could see hundreds, maybe thousands of people being prescribed physical activity, and the best thing is this is going to go through parkrun, and it's being referred to as social prescribing. When I was reading this article, it made me smile after each paragraph because of how good and the benefits parkrun has, not just as a physical activity, but also a mental activity at the same time, not just through running, but also volunteering as well. I seen this stat when I was reading the article on Running World. I'll link it below for you, and it just stood out. It was incredible. In 2017, the 1.11 billion prescriptions dispensed in communities across the UK at a cost of 9.17 billion. Holy sh**. It's an absolutely crazy stat. Incredible. At the time of recording this, over 50 GPs in the UK have signed up for social prescribing, and I can only see this growing like. As I did with the stat, there's another section that caught my eye, and I'm going to read it out to you here. GP practices will be encouraged to develop closer links with their local parkrun to become certified parkrun practices, with healthcare practitioners signposting patients and carers to parkrun, particularly those who are least active and have long-term health conditions. See, this is why I bloody love the event. Parkrun has, as I've mentioned, has so many benefits, right? First off, it's free. Secondly, it's welcoming. And I think most importantly, it's definitely not a race, all right? When you go online, when you read articles, week in, week out, there are success stories, isn't there? just, you know, you see someone who started parkrun a few years ago and they admit they weren't in the best of shape mentally or physically. Then it flash forwards or fast forward to current day, present day, and they're looking fit, they're looking strong, and they've improved significantly through parkrun. It's amazing. That's why I love the bloody event. And recently, this is what inspired this video. They published a video, I'll link it below, of all the generic questions that you hear for first timers signing up and what they might think. And they put to bed all these horrific rumours and stereotypical thoughts about parkrun. I think it's brilliant. Go and check it out if you haven't seen it. For me, it's going to be interesting to see how the parkrun practices or the social prescribing goes on. I think it's positive. I think it's a step in the right direction. And I'm interested to see what the results are in a few years' time. I think it's going to be positive. And when I say this, I don't think I'm the only one who thinks this week in, week out, volunteering or running it. I love parkrun. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you like this video and want to see more of this kind of stuff, give it a thumbs up and let us know. Yeah, parkrun. I think I'd be lost without it if I'm honest with you. See you later.